So I want to say welcome to the show. Welcome to your beautiful day.
Thank you very much for having me.
You're very
And
welcome.
thank you for taking the time. And how is the weather in Gibraltar right now?
Well, it's quite sunny, although today it's a bit cloudy though, but it's been very sunny indeed. We hardly have any rain here.
I like the fact that you did a lot with your talent to work with the tourism in Gibraltar. Can we share a little bit about that?
Yes, let's see. About 35 years ago, I started with tourism and, take people around the Rock of Gibraltar, giving them insights of Gibraltar's history. Gibraltar has fascinating history.
It really does.
Unfortunately, it's part of military. It is a British fortress, if you will. There's over 30 miles of tunnels inside the rock.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, it's all man-made.
That's extraordinary.
Yes, they were built by Royal Engineers alongside the Canadian engineers during the Second World War. There's a military base inside the rock, and also there's over 150 naturally formed caves inside the Rock of Gibraltar. So the famous rock is in fact hollow, just like a Swiss cheese. Don't tell that to Prudential, though.
Don't tell it to Prudential now. You just get in the outside. You're not getting anything in the middle. So,
that's it.
But that's helped a lot of people, though. So that kind of launched your film career then, doing all of that?
Yes, it did.
What was it like growing up for you? Where did you grow up? Where did you start?
Well, I grew up in Gibraltar. Gibraltar is my hometown. And basically, it's a lovely place to live, lovely place to grow up, and it's very safe. There's no crime here. Anyone can walk about at 2 or 3 in the morning without a care in the world. Nothing will happen to them.
Martin, that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
What a beautiful place to live.
It is. It's also very sunny. We've got 7 beaches here. And of course, tourism in Gibraltar is rather booming because of its location. It's right next to Spain. And we also have half an hour away, North Africa, Morocco.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So you have a lot of influences in your country with all of the surrounding areas and all of the amazing food.
And of course, all that does help for the filming projects too.
I was going to say, and then it helps with the culture and the diversity to give a lot of great projects. So tell us a little bit about your projects that you've been working on.
Well, lately I'm developing about 3 different projects at the same time. These are A Cannibal Mind, based on a true story about a serial killer who lasted 12 years killing people and eating them.
Oh, gracious.
Yes. And it happened in India, apparently, in Mumbai, somewhere. And it's an interesting feature. And also the screenplay I co-wrote with another producer, who's we are doing this together. Won just last week, Las Vegas Best Feature Script and also Original Story.
Congratulations!
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
And that's one of the projects. Another project is called The Concealment, which is a rather interesting project indeed. That's also by an associate of mine who's called Russell Goh. He's from the UK also, from England. And we started developing this feature about 2 years ago. And it wasn't until now really that it's become of an interest topic because of the nature of it is. I can't really tell you much of it. It's going to be like a spoiler.
Oh, okay. You can come back and see us when you get everything going.
But listen, if you go to my Facebook, you will see the link to the concealment page, and you can see some of it there.
Yeah, so you need to definitely do that. So that's a good thing to do, because I noticed that you have some really great pictures too on your Facebook and with your projects. So what started this? What sparked your passion? I mean, I'm living in Gibraltar and it's a beautiful place, but what sparked this creativity and this imagination to get you into producing and film writing and script writing?
32 years ago, I had an idea to make a zombie movie, a short film. Of course, back then I was a young lad, so many moons ago.
You still are.
You're still young.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I just got a group of friends. I bought a national M7 video camera, which was about that big back in the day. It was an old VHS tape, and with that, about 3 months, 4 months on, with some weekends here and there, we created this short film. I edited it also with 2 VHS tape recorders, not like today's,
Yeah,
yeah. Back then you had to press pause and the tape would go back a few inches. So you had to sort of calculate forward, pause to go back. It was crazy.
Maddening.
Yes, but I loved it. And that created this passion I had, and I still have, for movie making.
That's exciting. That's exciting. I think it's one of those things that you're innately born with, and then as you get older, it just blossoms out of you.
Yes, well, I mean, I've never stopped. I mean, 32 years on, I'm still now obviously in a different level, and I also have 2 books published in England. I wrote 2 novels many years ago.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Tell us about your novels.
Okay, well, the first one is called Promises. The Promises, the Mason Ordeal. That was published by Minerva Press from England. And it's about a family's ordeal actually in the States during the Great Depression. And how, the character is Emily Mason, and it's her struggle to try and maintain the family together during those hard years. And then a few years after that, I wrote the sequel, which is Emily's harrowing story, also called Promises. And that was published by Best Global Publishing in England also. And that sort of covers Emily's ordeal in a different manner. So, it's quite a good work, that one.
Do you ever consider adapting those to screenplays or?
Yes. I actually
I was going to say.
Actually, they are already written in screenplay, 3 parts, part 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, the trilogy.
And I've got them sort of reserved there. I mean, not just right now, but I do intend to make them.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be really great. So that's a good thing, because you can like take your baby and now take it to a new level. So it's like, it's continually moving and growing. So and your creativity is not ending in just one spot.
No. And I hope it continues for many years to come.
Of course. So do you have a favorite like motto or mantra, something that people can, like, every day you get up and you think, this is what I live my life with, this is something I kind of strive for?
Well, actually, there's 2. There's 2 that I've always since years ago, I've always had. The first one's from I believe it was called Tennyson. "'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all." That's the first one. The second one, George Orwell. I believe it goes something like can't remember another name. Hang on. He who controls the past controls the future. He who controls the present controls the past. Have you heard that one?
No, I haven't.
And why do you use that one?
Because it's actually interesting that we are in the present today.
Right.
And we have all these goals, we want to reach that, we want to reach this, we want to reach that. But we have to remember where we came from, back there.
Exactly.
So if we control what's back there, we control what's in front of us.
I love that.
We have to remember where we come from, in other words.
Yeah.
It's very profound.
Yeah. We were just talking to another person today, and, we were talking about how sometimes if a tragedy comes in your life, how you kind of can take that and make it into something better than to being something that's holding you back. So was there ever like a regret or like something that kind of you felt like there was this big obstacle in your way, but yet you just moved ahead and, like you said, to be able to control your future?
Well, obstacles in a sense, there's always obstacles in life. And the obstacles that we most tend to hit more than once is the ones we've got right in front of us. And we don't see them because they're there. Could be family members, could be loved ones. So I've always had a great passion of making something creativity-wise that will be always remembered when I pass away eventually. So they'll always remember this particular project done by myself, although myself is not important, it's whatever the story is.
Right.
Yeah, so I suppose I have to give thanks to my ex-wife for never believing in me.
That's it.
Yeah, she always closed doors.
Mm.
You know,
And
what are
that's why
you
there are
doing?
exes.
Yeah, what are you doing again in the telephone 24/7 or this or that? You never take me out, this or that. And I said, listen, it's either you or my passion.
Right.
And I would like to have both. And I will equally make an arrangement to have both. But she didn't like that. So, you know.
No, I understand.
Yeah, I think when you have to have somebody in your life, like you said, the obstacles, even those people who, like you said, the naysayers, you have to have people in your life who can understand that you have to be who you are, and you have to be able to create.
You have to believe in yourself.
And you have to believe in yourself, and they have to believe in you too. So that's great advice. Thank you for that one.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people just like me, and there will be many people in the future, the same as us, who are passionate about making stuff, making films, making stories, and making a point based on those stories.
Exactly.
So I want to encourage them to continue what they're doing, and never to lose hope, and always believe that in themselves that they can do it. There's the no, never. It's where there's a will, there's a way. You've got to make it,
Absolutely.
and you will do it.
Yes. Yes. And never give up in that whole process, because
Never.
with me, I've had my corporate friends going, why aren't you getting a corporate job and doing, and doing this corporate lifestyle? And I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be screenwriting. I'm supposed to be doing movies. I'm supposed to be doing this. And I think once you completely have that tunnel vision of this is the way, like the Mandalorian, this is the way,
Yeah.
everything falls into place.
It does.
Everything is just right there, and it's completely obtainable.
And it becomes much easier to obtain it.
Very much easy to obtain it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Tell me about working with the movie The Attack of the Unknown with Richard Grieco.
Well, that was an interesting project. I helped to develop it with the Mahar brothers, with Michael and Sony. We're actually doing the Bloodthirst in April in Las Vegas.
Great.
Okay, but Attack on the Unknown was a very good project. Richard is a very lovely person. Same as Robert Lasado. He's a very good character. I mean, you first have an impression of him when you first see him, like, you get to know him.
Yeah.
Good, gentle man. He's got a heart of gold, honestly. They're very good people. But working with Richard is very, down-to-earth person. And I believe now according to Michael, the distribution is nearly in place for Attack of the Unknown, and that's going to be released very soon.
Oh, we're very excited about that.
Yeah, we are. It's exciting, and that's good for you. And then that helps you to be able to continue making more projects, which I love. The fact that you have all these great ideas and projects coming ahead, and that you're just full steam ahead with everything. And that makes me so excited for you, because it's, you can see your passions. You can see what you're very creative.
There's a project that I'm going to tell you about it. It's about a cruise. It's called Snatched. I wrote it about 3 years ago. And at the time, I had assistance from the late Ken Carver, who recently passed away. Basically, the story deals with the cruise industry. The amount of people that goes missing in the cruise industry.
Really?
Unfortunately, Ken's daughter, Marianne, she went missing on board an Alaskan cruise, never to be found or heard of again. So this sparked my interest of what's happening. And the more I investigated, the more I made research. I met Kern, Marianne's father, and he, at the time, he formed the International Cruise association for victims, which you can see actually on the web page. And there you have hundreds of different people that have reported rapes, sexual assaults, crime, disappearances, death on board cruise ships.
You never hear this. I would never knew this. This is.
Yeah. So I wrote the script, and it's actually been at the moment developed in Los Angeles by an executive producer, Susan. And that's going to be a very good project.
Oh, that sounds like a really.
That
good
sounds
one.
extraordinary. I've only heard of one. It was a woman who was raped. She was 13 years old. She came back from her family trip. She came back completely altered, and because of that, and it took her almost 10 to 15 years to finally break down to her parents what happened, because she felt so guilty for having to share this with them. That here's a family vacation. You've got your guard down. Everybody's on autopilot.
Well, if you go to the website, International Cruise Victims Association, you will find a lot of heartbreaking stories there. People have come forward and actually explained the situation. And based on that research, another research that both myself and Ken jointly made before he passed away, we managed to write the script.
Martin, do you think that there's a lot of human trafficking happening that way, that's under the wire, that no one's really talking about?
There's human trafficking, organ trafficking too.
Yeah, that's, you don't even think about that one, but yeah, you're right.
It's very simple.
Countries.
Dead at night, you're in the middle of the ocean.
You are.
Overboard, suicide.
Yeah.
All the cruise industry, everyone that disappears, no, they committed suicide. Case closed.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right.
International waters, and the ship you're on, doesn't matter if it's an American ship liner, it falls under the flag where it's registered.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So it doesn't matter what country.
It doesn't matter if it's an American cruise. It doesn't matter if it goes from Southampton in England. It's under Bahamas, Bermuda. These countries, they are the ones who have to investigate whatever happens on board the ships. And the ships have a massive turnaround schedule they have to maintain.
Of course.
There's no time for a full-scale investigation. And this is also another problem that the late Ken Carver was actually fighting for, to regulate, to have regulated in America. Because the moment you step into a ship, even if you're still in Miami, you're in the territory of that different nation. And there's no police on the ship.
Port right here in Tampa. I mean, we have cruise ships in and out of Tampa all the time.
Yeah.
There's no police on the ship.
No.
From the country. There's only security officers from the ship. So it does make you wonder, how are you actually safe? How safe are you and your family when you go to a cocktail and you have a 3 or 4 year old, in your stateroom with a total stranger,
right?
As a nanny or babysitter, So it's a lot of stories, and the research I've done has taught me a lot of horrendous stories that's happened on board ships, unfortunately.
And it doesn't matter how expensive the ship is.
I was going to say, people think they're safe.
How expensive the cruise is.
No, it doesn't matter.
Across the board.
What matters is the safety that you create. So you have to be always vigilant. You can have a lovely time on a cruise ship. I'm not saying you won't. Just be safe. Check around. Who's watching? What are you doing? Are you maybe creating too much of attention to yourself? And, just play it safe and have fun on a cruise ship.
And playing it safe. But a lot of people, it's the time of excess. It's almost like the Jimmy Buffett song where they're throwing their entire life into 4 days.
Yeah. And always buddy system. Always. Never. Yeah.
So anyway, that's called Snatched, the script. And hopefully that's going to be coming out sometime next year.
Oh, so I'll definitely be watching that one. That sounds really good. So anything else going on with you? You sound like you're really busy. But do you want to say anything?
No, you can. I
brought Terry along in case he had any questions on filming or filmmaking. I love the whole process.
Yes, well, filming is lovely. I mean, every time you watch a film in a cinema, you have to remember it's normally 2 years' work that you're watching.
Yeah, it
From
is.
the moment the project is actually thought of, written,
Right.
to the getting the finance ready, the distribution in place, sales production team, pre-production, production of the principal photography, post-production, distribution. By the time you sit on the cinema with your popcorn and soft drinks, it's 2 years of work you're watching. Not many people realize that.
And thousands of jobs in the process that go into it.
Yes,
I mean, it's just so much editing that goes into it, and putting it together, and script. I love the entire process of it. Is there a film or two that you've done that has just stuck out in your mind of being like this is the best that I've done so far, or this is what I want to hang my hat on?
Oof.
I know.
I would say
You've done so many, honey. You've done so many.
Yeah,
I would say there's two. There's one, The Shepherd, based on a true story. My good friend Laszlo Illes from Hungary, we made The Shepherd actually early of last year, and so far it's won about 25, 23, 24 awards.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And it's a very heartfelt story about a shepherd back in the Second World War in Eastern Europe, who's hiding these Jewish people. And then this group of Nazis come along, and they start shooting everyone, and he has to confront himself between, does he save a girl's life, or does he hand her over? And that's the climax of the story. I'm not telling you any spoilers.
No, we're gonna go watch it.
No spoilers.
But it's a very emotional film. And then there's another one, also based on a true story, which is Scotland. And actually, that one's won over 60 international awards.
Wow.
And it was also selected for the first round of the Oscars for this year.
Oh, congratulations.
Along with 333 other films. Unfortunately, we didn't go into the other round, but we actually had the foot inside.
Well, when you have your foot inside, do you feel like this, your name is out there and your projects are out there, that maybe next time when you're submitting something, they'll say, oh, I remember that other film, and I remember this, how you do things.
Good things are coming from this guy.
Yeah.
The film A Cannibal Mind, which is about the serial killer, it's with the same team we did Scotland last year, and our aim is to also submit this one for next year's Oscars.
Well, we are just gonna be,
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
crossed. Do it. So yeah, I find this amazing listening to you.
She loves the industry.
I'm new.
I'm bringing her in.
Yeah,
I'm bringing her in like Lucy.
Yeah, more than merrier.
Do I look like I'm ready? No, but the reason I love the fact that you're doing a lot of true stories, and you're bringing it to life. You're bringing it to people. I think we hear something, or we kind of see something on TV. I think we've become so anesthetized that we don't it's kind of glaze over. But then something about a film, and you're in, like you said, you're in the theater, and you've got this on the big screen, that all of a sudden it comes in and it's in your face, and it makes people think. So I think that's really important, because I think what you're doing is you're allowing people to see that this stuff is real. The human trafficking, that, like you said, the things that happen with in World War II. I mean, people tend to like glaze over it anymore, but when you have opportunities to see it on the big screen, and it's there, and you could tell that you're passionate about bringing these true stories into people's lives, and to make them feel and think and do something.
Or remember.
I'm impressed. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Scotland, it's about, I don't know if you're aware, in India, they don't treat women as they should do. They sort of have them neglected and abused.
Right.
And Scotland is about a woman who was from Scotland, who went to India. She got gang raped.
Oh dear.
The 4 men, if you want to call them that, were released without charges. They went to court, but nothing happened. And so the father of the victim, of the girl, actually went hunting for these 4, for his revenge.
Yeah.
And that's what the Scotland is all about. So we're
I
trying
like that.
we are highlighting also with this project the injustice that's actually happening and has happened and continues to happen in India.
Yeah, and it's not just in India, but it's all over the world where,
Yes.
but in India, even the elderly women, the widows,
Yeah.
you know, no one's taking care of anybody. And that's one of the things that Kim and I, we try to impart, is that we're here to take care of each other. And in some, you know, subliminal message, or wherever, if you're blessed, you're loved, you're sacred, and you can say it to your children, maybe it can transcend out into everyday culture and then surpass religion and politics.
Yeah.
So, you know, because stuff like that is, it's heinous. And
everybody deserves, you know, dignity of self, you know, and unfortunately there's so many people in this world, and we don't even realize that there's more people who do not have the basic tenets of having dignity given to them, respect, and just being able to feel like they're a human in so many levels. And like I said, that's what I love about the film projects that you do. You're bringing out that the humanity.
Well, it's the yin and the yang too, because you have the zombies, you have the Attack of the Unknown. I hope that there's a sequel for the Attack of the Unknown, because it's still being attacked.
Well, the Attack is a very good project, and we have something in development. I'm not going to tell anything else, but I'm sure Richard's going to be very happy.
There's more attacks. We need more. We need more.
We will. The next attack is in April in I invite you to come along, and you can see some of the shoot if you like.
We love it. We would love it.
Here's Kim's pack.
All right, I'm packed. I got my passport ready to go. I'm good.
I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and thank you so much for all that you do. And we'd love to talk to you again soon. You like to hear from us?
Well, I look forward to it. I mean, you're very nice persons. I thank you for the for the interview, and I honestly look forward to speaking with you two again.
Oh, thank you so much.
We so appreciate you.
And also, I believe it's Terry's name, who's sitting back there somewhere.
Terry,
Terry, come talk to me.
Hello, Terry.
Yeah, how you doing, Martin?
Okay, at least you got some words in. That's the main thing.
The man, right?
Excellent.
I'm just a silent guy in the back.
Yeah.
Silent Bob.
Okay, nothing wrong with being silent in the back.
Nothing at all.
No, Terry's my executive producer at times, so as one to another.
Yes.
And you have a boating trip anytime you come to Florida, so you must come.
Thank you very much.
You have to
I
come.
look forward to that.
Thank you, and
Have a good evening, everyone, and thank you for take care.
Bye. Blessed, you loved, you're sacred. Have a beautiful day.
Bye bye now. Thank you.
Bye.